Rumor on the internet is that Lindsay Lohan, troubled young actress, is converting to Islam. She's deleted all her photos from her Instagram account, most of her posts, and she's changed her bio to Alaykum Salam. Please forgive my pronunciation. Means peace be unto you. Well, setting aside the humor in this, sadly, this young woman has been troubled for years. If you've paid any attention at all to her career, she has had a number of very public and very embarrassing incidents of self-destructive behavior. Sadly, this is a self-destructive behavior that could be eternal. So pray for the young lady.
All across the Western world, feminists are now openly converting to Islam and chanting Allah Akbar in public. Former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright has said that she is now going to register as a Muslim and begin conversion. And here in the United States, just last weekend, I witnessed in D.C. thousands of women in front of me putting on plastic hijabs that were given to them and basically converting to the most oppressive system in the world against women. They are so hateful of the West and the freedom their daddy and their mommy gave them that, like a mind control victim under Stockholm Syndrome, they run the most authoritarian, most misogynistic, most male-dominant system and literally put hijabs on in D.C. by the thousands as I witnessed women going under orthodox, radical Islamic tyranny to prove their hate of the West. You see, there's a power vacuum in the West. Men have ceased to be men. When I saw the D.C. march last week, every man marched behind the woman. Well, no, solidarity and equality means we're both equal, men and women, not men march behind the women as some, reverse misogynistic image that the George Soros-controlled media has spewed. And at the march, and I saw videos again from Germany of this as well, the women are embracing Islam as their muscle that is going to dominate and control the West. Boy, are they in for a rude awakening once Islam hits 50%. Then they start waging jihad every single time and basically winning. They start carrying out terror attacks once they hit about 5%.
Now, I use the word irony, and I will use it again here because the irony of this march is stupendous. One of the organizers, Linda Sarsour, one of 4 coordinators for the Women's March, is the executive director of the Arab American Association of New York. She is openly pro-Sharia. She wants Sharia law in the United States. She tweets things like this: "Nice when your loans and credit cards are interest-free. Just saying." Hashtag just saying. Yeah, okay. Your loans, your credit cards are interest-free under Sharia law, but gays are executed. Women can be beaten by their husbands with impunity. They don't have the same divorce rights. Husband can just divorce a woman by going before a Sharia court judge and saying, I divorce her, I divorce her, I divorce her. Women have to be subservient to their husbands. They own no marital property. Joint property in a marriage under Sharia law, that doesn't exist. It all belongs to the husband. And ironically, under Sharia law, Hillary Clinton would never be president, which makes the official poster for the march, which was designed by the same artist who did that iconic Hope poster for the Barack Obama 2008 campaign, incredibly ironic. Notice the hijab, the Islamic headscarf made from the American flag, which, by the way, is what Linda Sarsour and people who support her organization want. Women dressed like this in the United States. Apparently means that women marching in Washington, D.C. were marching for the freedom to be made subservient to men. Does this make any sense to you? I mean, the best portrayal, the summary of this whole thing was put into cartoon form by a newspaper in Israel. Yeah, pretty much. And if you think I'm making too much of the Islamic connection here, we should point out that Linda Sarsour met recently with an accused financier of the terrorist group Hamas. That's just one of the 4 women, of course, responsible for the Women's March. Nice. This really requires prayer. As I said before, if we just get angry about this, the enemy has already achieved its goal. It's already won. And while it's easy to mock the women who marched in Washington, D.C., not understanding the motives of some of the people, not to mention the principalities and powers behind those people, these women, many of them, are simply deceived. Forgive them, for they know not what they did. They don't understand what's going on. And they don't realize, like the woman in the cartoon there, they're, in a sense, just punching themselves in the face, marching against the values they claim to hold.
Here's the facts. Every Islamic country is intolerant and 98 or 99% Muslim. Christians are being kicked out of the Middle East everywhere, from Syria to Iraq. And wherever we allow the jihadis to get a strong foothold, they are completely intolerant, not just of Christians and Jews, but of non-radical Muslims. This is a cancerous scourge that has mutated and joined leftist movements worldwide in a takeover of the West that will dwarf the fall of Constantinople if we don't spread the alarm bells.